everyone! Well, we're here, we're back, and today we're doing another anti-MLM video, and for this video we will be talking about Young Living. I was wondering when the last time I talked about Young Living on my channel was, and so I did a search of when the last time I even talked about them, and it was over a year ago is the last time I did a Young Living video. For no particular reason, there's just so many MLMs out there that I prioritized, or maybe the video for that one is more interesting, and I couldn't find anything on Young Living. I just kind of, whatever calls to me in the moment is usually the MLM that I am highlighting for the video. So for this one, we're going to be doing Young Living, and as always, I like to see what the income disclosure statement says because it changes from year to year, and the more I do MLMs, the more the income disclosure statements are changing, and I really like to look at those and see on average how much people in MLMs are making because it is very telling. This is how you can tell if people are or aren't making any money in the business, and this is how you see that less than 1% of the company are usually making majority of the money. And as much as they like to preach and claim that MLMs are for everyone, the income disclosure statements always disprove that. So when I was preparing for this video, I noticed that Young Living has put out their 2022 income disclosure statement, which I find interesting because we're not even done with the year, but maybe they go from like August to August or July to July, something like that, which is fine. But I'm excited that they have out the brand new one so we can look at that together. All right, so here we have Young Living's 2022 income disclosure statement, and looking at this, it is not surprising whatsoever to see these kind of percentages and these kind of averages for annual income. So starting from the top, we have the rank of associate, which has 89% of everybody in Young Living. 89%. Majority of the company. And looking at the average annual income is $3. $3. And I understand that a lot of this is maybe people just, not necessarily wanting to do it as a business, so they lump them in. I understand that. But it doesn't matter. Still, the majority of people in Young Living average $3 in a year. One person, or maybe a few people, averaged the highest, which was $781, which is still honestly nothing, which depending on whatever starter kit you purchase, I believe they have like an array of different starter kits. I tried to look up how much they are, but you have to like enroll or log in to Young Living, and I don't want to do that. I don't feel like getting emails from them or having anybody contact me just because I wanted to see how much a starter kit is. So we will say it probably ranges from $50 to as high as $500. So yeah, making $781 in a year, not that great. And then we go on to the next rank, which is Star, which is the next highest amount of people in the company, 7.6%. And those people on average made $275 or a median annual income of $206. And it looks like it takes people about a year on average, it says 11 months, to achieve this rank. So it takes about a year to achieve this rank, and you only average about $275. And of course, this is pre-tax. This is not counting anything that you bought, such as a starter kit or any oils that you needed to purchase, wanted to purchase throughout the year. So this is not take-home profit. $275 in a year is not take-home profit. And I feel the need to say this a lot because a lot of people, they may see money come in, but they don't realize that they have to save for taxes, or they don't think to account for all the money that they spent on the oils or the product, whatever it is, in the business. So they have to subtract that from any earnings, which usually puts them in the red. And the next rank is Senior Star, which is 2.1% of the company, averaging $1,500. Next rank is Executive at less than 1% of the company. We're at 0.9%, and they average $3,600, and it looks like it takes people about 2 years on average to get to this rank to make $3,600 a year, which is just, you can't live off of that. And yes, of course, there are people who have, who are in the highest and the lowest. So, but it's best to look at the median or look at the average, because there is a reason why they put that, because that is about average of what people make. And then there's the rank of silver, which is 0.3% of the company, averaging 17,000. Takes people over 2 years to maybe see this rank. And then there's the ranks, which all are basically below 1%, less than 1% of the company, less than 1% of the company, of gold, platinum, diamond, crown diamond, and royal crown diamond. Oh my goodness, the amount of work that you would have to do and the amount of people that you would have underneath you constantly leaving and staying and buying and purchasing, and it would just be madness. And that's probably why it is 0.1% and less than 0.1% of the company of people who even see these ranks. So yeah, looking at the 2022 Young Living Income Disclosure Statement, just like many other MLMs out there, nobody's making money. All right, and the video we will be reacting to is called a convention workshop. So we are here for a workshop in Young Living, and the topic is striving for silver, which, as we saw, silver is 0.3% of the company. So striving for less than 1% of the company, which I guess is kind of what everybody does in MLMs, because that's usually where the money is in less than 1% of the company. So yeah, we're going to be striving for silver today. So if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you really, really like it, please subscribe. Check out my description below for all my fun links. Links to my Patreon, my channel members, my Poshmark, my anti-MLM playlist, which has a lot of videos on there if you ever need something to binge, my social medias. All of that is down below if you are ever interested. And with all of that said, let's get started. Okay, so it looks like, interesting, this is a 2020 income disclosure statement, and this was posted on the Young Living YouTube page, and this was posted like a month ago. So they are showing a 2020 income disclosure statement. Let me see, it's kind of far away, but it looks like, yeah, it looks like the numbers have not changed much. I mean, I'd say there's more people who were able to achieve the rank of star and about the same amount of people who were able to achieve the rank of silver, and the money hasn't changed much since then. So in 2 years, besides more people being the rank of associate and not being able to rank to star, it doesn't look like the income has changed much since then. So it's interesting that they are showing a workshop. I mean, maybe it is a current workshop, but it is interesting that they'd be showing this 2-year-old income disclosure statement instead of showing the new one. So I'm going to say that this is an older workshop that they're trying to pass off as today, which is very possible because it's not like much has changed. I mean, you buy oils, you recruit people. That's what you do. You don't really do much else. But it is interesting that they would post this year and put the 2020 income disclosure statement. Again, not much has changed, so I guess it's not a big deal, but it is a little interesting and, I don't know, lacking in transparency for me.
Hi everyone, welcome to convention. Not gonna lie, I am so nervous. Don't mind me. My name
Why? I get that they love their oils, but that is so much. That is so much. Huffing it, yeah, I guess getting high up your own supply. That's gotta be Young Living saying. Okay.
aka Rainwell Co, and I'm a diamond here at Young Living. I'm from Austin, Texas, and I'm married to the love of my life, Daniel. And together we have 4 amazing kids between the ages of 1 and 9. Aren't they so cute? Our house is anything but boring. I have the most rad team, and together we are the Rainwell community. I am beyond blessed that I get to not only do life, but work with the most incredible humans you will ever meet, who are my absolute best friends. My dream when I started this biz was to have a community
Oh,
of just
she said biz. This is her biz. My dream was to have a community. It's always about the community. Are there really this many people in the world like lacking this community? Maybe there are, but it is interesting that every single MLM focuses on the community. It's like, you want to be all in this community, and we're a big community, and I just wanted to join for the community. And I guess maybe they do create real life friendships and they always have someone to talk to and be around. And I understand that because it's not like they're making money.
really incredible, rad humans. And here we are. Aren't they so cool? I love them
So cool.
much. I'm beyond honored to be speaking with y'all today. Now, before we get started, I want you to grab the closest oil to you, and I pray it's not Digice. Mine will forever be Kid Power. Add a couple drops into your hands, and let's just take a second and breathe together. I feel better already.
I did you say it looks so silly? Like, I know, I get it, but it gives me the oils are getting to their heads a little too much. Like, it just, I don't know, it's a little weird.
I have to be honest with you. It's really cool to be here right now. The first and last time that I went to convention back in 2018 was sitting in the crowd watching all the...
Maybe this is an older one. But they just posted, so maybe not. She just hasn't been able to go to convention since 2018, and because of the pandemic, and maybe something happened in 2019. I'm not quite sure if Young Living, had her do this and told her to make this video and give her a script, because it does seem like she's reading off a script, which is fine. I understand. You gotta have something, so you're not just sitting there going, and I get that. This is how I do my videos. I have to process, and think about stuff, and I'll, stop. I do a lot of jump cuts, because a lot of times I'll, go on this rant, and then I'll just, dead stop and be like, where was I going with this point? So I think sometimes a script is very helpful. So I'm not quite sure if this is recorded from a few years ago, and they're just posting it now, or they're reposting it. That could be a thing. They could be reposting it. I don't know.
Incredible leaders speak life into us. I watched my girl Emily Recker walk the diamond stage at the gala, and right then and there I said to myself, goals, literally. I decided that my goal was to speak at convention one day and also come back as a diamond. And here we are. How cool is that? Just a reminder, you can hit your goals, and no one will kill your dream except for you and you alone. So today.
Wow. That's putting a lot of pressure on somebody, is that only you can kill your dream. You want this to be your dream, only you can kill it. I don't know, having nobody buy from you because people don't want to support an MLM, having an income disclosure statement clearly state that majority of people don't make money. That's not them killing their dream. That's the business model just not working for majority of people. But of course, always in MLMs, it is the individual's fault if they are not succeeding.
I'm going to chat with you about the rank of silver. Silver was my absolute dream rank. Still is. Back when I started this business, it was...
You're a diamond. You're above silver. I doubt that.
Absolute game changer. It really is a big deal. I straight up said, if I can just get myself to silver, that's all I really need. And that's still true to this day. Before we dive in, I want to...
What was silver's... Let me pull up the income disclosure statement again. Hold on. Okay, silver looks like it's an average of $17,000 a year and median of $13,000, which isn't awful, but I believe that's about what people make in part-time jobs. And that is, you can go to majority of any place that is hiring, and depending on, how much they pay starting out, this is probably about what you would get. But in Young Living, you have to get to less than 1% of the company to make what people are making in part-time jobs. Not part-time jobs, but hourly jobs is what I meant. I think I was saying part-time, but I was meaning hourly jobs. So people who are working hourly jobs who at least get 2 days a week off where they don't have to worry about work unless they're called in, you know, which happens quite a bit for people working hourly jobs. You know, you get time off, you know, hey, I work from here to here tomorrow, and then afterwards I can go do this, or I can do this before work, something like that. This is without a doubt to get to the rank of silver, and again, this is not take-home pay of $17,000. This is before taxes. This is before starter kit costs. This is before needing to buy a lot of oils. And I can't remember if it was doTERRA or Young Living, but I did a compensation plan video. I think it was doTERRA, and to be active, you have to, I believe it was personally buy 100 points worth of stuff, and it's not like it equates to $100 exactly. Like, it was basically like you spend like $110 a month in order to stay active. And I can see more than likely Young Living being pretty similar to this. So you're spending about, we'll just say $100 a month to stay active. So that is $1,200 that, yeah, I guess you could write it off as taxes, but probably take home for this, if someone does it, is relatively good, maybe $10,000 take home. And that could be good for a lot of people, but to be less than 1% of a company making $10,000 a year, not so great.
A moment and share with you about my journey, because if you're anything like me when I first started, you might be telling yourself all the reasons why this worked for me and why this won't work for you. And that's simply not true. This can work for literally anyone. This rank
No, it can't. You can say that, and they all say that. It can work for anyone. It can work for the busy businesswoman, the stay-at-home mom, the athlete, the whatever. It can work for everybody. You just have to fit it into the nooks and crannies of your day. Because if it really honestly could work for everybody, then we would see that reflected. We would see the income disclosure statement a lot more balanced. It's fine that there are more people at, you know, in the first rank. I guess that makes sense. But it shouldn't be as unbalanced as it is. And especially for Young Living, as we were saying, it is so ridiculously unbalanced. Like, it is ridiculous that, you know, 97, 98% of the company are in the first 2 ranks. That shouldn't be. And if anyone can do this, and anyone can, yes, anybody can join. And I will, you know, if that's maybe what she's going for, is that anybody can join. Yes, anybody can join an MLM, of course. But the structure is not made for everybody to succeed.
For anyone who has the right mindset and work ethic to achieve it. I'm not going to lie, it is hard, like really hard, but it is so dang worth it. I started this business exactly 4 years ago. I was a mom of 3 tiny humans, all under the age of 5 at the time. I was a full-time teacher with an hour-and-a-half round trip commute, 3 tiny humans in the backseat, probably screaming, probably kicking each other. I did not have any sort of Instagram or online presence. I was just a normal person. Still am. But did I also mention we didn't have a home at the time, and we were living in the game room of my in-laws' house on a mattress on the floor? Yeah, not ideal for it to be the best time to start a business, but we were desperate.
And you also did not start a business. You paid a starter kit for an essential oils company. That's what you did. You did not start a business.
For a change in our life. I was so deep in my postpartum feels, I needed a major change. We were struggling financially and with our overall wellness. My husband was in the fire academy working extremely long hours, and our youngest at the time, he was only 1. Life was crazy. Like I mentioned, I was deep in postpartum, and we honestly just were not where I wanted to be in life. I was living day to day, but not truly living. I was presented with this business opportunity, and I just knew it was an answered prayer. I snagged my oils and hit the ground running with.
No, see, I don't like that. I don't like that she specifically had to mention that she was postpartum, because then somebody who's watching this may say like, oh, this is the change I need to get out of this. This is the answer that I need because I'm in a similar situation. I'm not where I want to be. I'm struggling financially. Where did you come up with this money? Maybe she put on a credit card, which is horrible advice. Maybe they used their last $500. And maybe for her, it worked. Because obviously for a select few, a select lucky few, and if somebody's really good at sales, it's going to work for them. It's going to be different for everybody. Somebody else who has no money and who's postpartum and maybe in a similar situation, it probably won't work for them. It probably won't. And it's just, I don't like when people give their stories. The reason why they give these stories like this is to attract people who are in a similar situation and get them to join, because they're like, oh my God, they're just like me. They have a story similar to mine. And if they did it, then obviously I can do it too. Or if their story isn't as extreme and as sad maybe, then they're like, well, I mean, she made it work and her life is a lot more difficult than mine, so I should be able to definitely make it work. No, that's just not the case. It just isn't. The scam has to work for a few so that it can screw over the many.
My eyes on silver. I was willing to do the hard work to get there without letting fear of failure, judgment, or excuses hold me back. Immediately, right out of the gate, I started being so generous with my oils. I would make oils rollers for literally anyone and everyone and gift them to everyone. I'm talking every human I came across, coworkers, the cashier at the grocery store.
Okay, so yeah, and she was also a teacher, right? I forgot about that. So she probably was talking to a lot of her teacher friends. And as we see, a lot of people in MLMs used to be teachers, and then they left to do this. So she was kind of she's in that prime, I hate saying that, but prime career to pull people into MLMs.
Flight attendants, my family, my friends, my favorite coffee baristas, they loved me, just saying. I was super generous and just gave them out with no care in the world.
I mean, I guess if you're giving people free stuff, yeah, they'll be happy and grateful. People love free.
I also placed zero expectations on them actually ordering because I knew the products would sell themselves. We all know the quality of our oils and how freaking awesome they are. I knew it would be just a matter of time before they fell in love and needed more. And guess what? They did. Peace and calming. Am I right? I never pressured anyone or bombarded them. What I did was officially declare myself the crazy oil lady so people knew who to grab their oils from. I've also been...
So you said that you didn't bombard them, but you probably just always were mentioning like, hey, in case you ever need anything, like I have them. Like just a reminder, which I guess is not annoying. You know, and maybe in her mind, she came off like pleasant, wonderful, just the everyday, you know, oil lady. But I feel like to majority of people, especially people working, you know, customer service who have no choice but to be there and speaking to her, they probably were just being kind.
Very confident from the start. I never talked negatively or tried to hide what I was doing. I was so dang proud, and still am, to sell these magical little bottles. And I let everyone know it. I brought the hype and was very, very excited about what I was doing. And then people could just see that. The sales, well, they came naturally. So what is silver? Silver is the 4th rank of Young Living, and it's what I like to call the game changer rank. It's the first leadership rank within Young Living, and I'm going to say this a million times. It's a really big deal. The rank of silver has an average income of $16,788. That's about $1,400 a month, and on average, it takes 38 months to achieve. When I took a peek at the income disclosure statement, I knew that extra income would mean so much for our family. I made the time on weekends, before school, during my lunch, after my kids went to bed, nap time, to make that dream rank happen. I hosted classes weekly, sometimes multiple classes weekly, Zoom calls almost every night of the week. I opened up my home to anyone who wanted to come.
So you had no life whatsoever. Every free moment of time that you had was spent doing Young Living. How is that? I mean, I get wanting to change your life, but for, what'd you say, $16,000 a year, having no life whatsoever for the maybe potential of achieving that rank. And again, it's not even would you say it takes 36 months? What is that, 3 years? In 3 years, having no free time and no guarantee that you'll even get there, because again, you need people to stay and you need those people to recruit in order for you to rank up, because I believe, for most ranks, you have to have somebody be a rank of something, which usually requires that person to have a downline for you to rank up. So people are coming, people are going, people are coming, people are going, and you might get a little close and then a bunch of people leave. And that's not on you. That's just not your fault. You have no control over the people, and it's not how, you didn't pour into them enough. You are dependent on other people in MLMs. It's not this is your business thing and you are in control of your destiny. No, other people are in control of where you are in the pyramid.
I built up leaders within my own team that were doing the same. Our team was on absolute fire, and together we hit silver in just 3 months. Now, let me be clear. That is absolutely, definitely not the norm. But that is the beauty of this business model. It can and will fit into where you are in life. You can do this full-time, you can do it part-time. It will fit with wherever you are in life. And that's really cool. So how did I hit silver? Let's actually talk about how do you actually hit silver. To keep it simple, you need 2 separate organizations on your front line. The top of each leg is a Young Living brand partner, just like you. To qualify for silver, you will need 10,000 overall group volume, or what we...
You have to sell $10,000 worth of product in a month? Okay, yeah, 10,000 OGV. Yeah, so $10,000 worth of product in a month. That is so much. That is so much. No wonder 0.3% of the company only achieved that. And then it says 2 legs. Okay, I really dislike this because it says, of that 10,000, only 4,000 can come from one leg and 4,000 can come from another leg. Meaning you have to have another leg. So you really have to have 3, because then 2,000 needs to come from that. Or maybe 2,000 can come personally from yourself. But more than likely, it looks pretty to just have 2, but people probably have like 20 and then it goes down from there. But it's just, why do they separate it like that? Like, why can't it just come from, like, if it's just like you, somebody else, somebody, straight line, basically. And as long as you have 10,000 overall, then you can rank up, it doesn't matter. But the fact that they say, no, you basically have to have more people than that, because we're going to split it up like that, because we want you to have more people in your downline. That's how it's ridiculous. And it's how they get you to have more people. And they make it seem great, like you're just helping people, you're just changing lives. No, it's how you rank up. You have to have more people underneath you in order for you to rank up. It's how you change your life, not how you change their life.
Call OGV. Hang with me because there's lots of nicknames. You will need 2 separate legs, each out of a minimum of 4,000 OGV. You need 1,000 personal group volume, or what we call PGV.
And this is also how people get on their downlines. Because, like, let's say one of their legs has done the 4,000. The other one is, like, moderately close, but, like, then their downline, or their the upline will be like, hey, you need to sell more or buy more. You need, have you asked your mom? Have you asked your sister? You really need to change people's lives. You really need to be getting out there and asking people. You really need to be staying up later and messaging people on Instagram and getting people to buy this. It's not for their benefit. It is for the upline's benefit.
PGV will be any volume, including your own, outside of your 2 qualifying legs. It is not uncommon to be building more than 2 legs. So for example, maybe you have 3 brand partners on your front line and you guys are all building at the same time. The 2 legs with the highest volume would count as your 2 qualifying legs. And then the other leg, or any volume outside of those 2 legs, would be your PGV. Or if you just have your 2 legs, any orders on your front line from customers, including your own personal order, would also count for your PGV needed for the rank of silver. Silver is the first rank where you actually need PGV, so pay close attention to that. Additionally, you need 100 PV, aka personal volume, orders starting at the rank of silver. I use all my orders to switch all of our household and personal cleaning and wellness products, because at the end of the day, this is why we're here, right?
Okay, so only at this rank do they have to do the 100 PV thing, which she's saying that she just uses for her own personal everyday stuff. But that's still money that you are using to buy product that, well, for her, you won't give or use. You won't give to other people, use as samples. It's just your own personal thing. Maybe to show off on Instagram and show how wonderful and amazing it is. You know, we all know every MLM product is wonderful and amazing. I mean, how can it not be at those price points?
People and for the products. That's always my catchphrase. I like to tell my brand partners to set themselves up for silver at the very beginning of your business. Find two besties or someone you deeply trust and cast a vision for them.
Of course. Take two of your closest friends and you and them run together, lock arms. Always, always take you and your friends. Notice how when you start your own business, for the most part, like your real own small business, you don't have to bring people along with you. You don't have to bring your two besties, your mom, your sister. Like, it could be beneficial if, like, you maybe wanted to start a small business with your family or friends, or if they wanted to help you maybe in, like, the shipping area or anything like that. But it's not mandatory. In MLMs, it seems almost mandatory. You know, they always say, you know, don't you have two friends? Don't you have your mom or an aunt or your mom and grandma or a friend and a cousin? Always.
In this business, don't make false promises or sugarcoat anything. Be real and be honest. When I asked one of my very best friends at the very beginning of my business to do this with me, I didn't even have my oils yet. I told her, look, I have no clue what I'm doing, but I know I want to do this with you. And somehow, miraculously, she said yes. She appreciated.
This is so scripty. And it's, I mean, it's every point that she could hit. It's like, I asked my best friend and she decided to do it with me, even though I hadn't even started. Why is that a suggestion in MLMs? I mean, okay, I understand why it's a suggestion, but it's just such an odd suggestion to not even have the products that you're going to sell, but be asking people to come along with you, be asking people to join the business before you even have sold an oil yourself. Is it because it's about the recruitment aspect and not really about the products? Because how many times have we heard people say, start asking people day one to join you, start telling people about how amazing the business is day one? How can somebody tell somebody how great something is when they have not experienced it themselves? They're just being inauthentic at that point. Like, I don't know if this is going to be great, but I'm told that it is, so join me. That's a horrible sales pitch.
My vulnerability and my honesty, and that's a really big deal. Now, I want to take a moment and share some hot tips for you. So pay attention, take some notes. First up, learn from others. There have been so many incredible humans who have come before us to learn from. Follow them on Instagram, ask them questions, listen to their videos, soak it all up. We do not have to reinvent the wheel to this business. When I first
just become the MLM robot. Just do exactly what everybody tells you to do. Maybe change it up a little bit. In your own business, you're just another employee. You're just having people teach you to do what everybody else does, which is basically what happens in every other job. You know, people know the right way to do stuff, so they train you how to do that. But in other businesses, those people don't call it their own business, like somebody at Target, Walmart, whatever, are not saying, this is my own business. They're not saying that. But in MLMs, people are teaching you exactly how to do it, how you should do it, and expect you to do it that way, but also claiming that it's your own business.
Started this biz, I would fall asleep listening to Amanda Gregory's voice. If you know, you know. I would lie in bed absorbing all the info. And finally, my husband strongly encouraged me to invest in some headphones. LOL. Use the resources your team and Young Living has provided. Every single one of you are a part of someone's organization. Find out who they are and get plugged in with them.
Also in your own business, weirdly how you're not a part of somebody's organization. Weird how that works.
Go to their calls, be present within their community while also creating your own. I created Rainwell Co. very, very quickly, but it also was deeply plugged into my upline. Use the business tools on the website and in the Young Living app. Be consistent. If you want to make it to such a rad rank, you have to be consistent and work really freaking hard. My goal was and is to be the hardest worker in the room. First one in, last one out, but for a season. I did not hit silver in 3 months by sharing casually. Nope. I freaking hustled. I worked myself to the ground, but I got to where I wanted to be in such a short time. And to be honest with you, I missed very many meals and gave up all free time, but it paid off. I definitely hustled.
Yeah, and now you're telling people to do that also. Like, oh, if I just don't have meals with my family, if I just spend every second of this for 3 months, then I'll get to where she is. Obviously, probably not.
Like I said, for a season, but looking back, I have zero regrets. I was and still am extremely consistent with how I show up in this business. Also, consistency doesn't necessarily mean hustle. Find a healthy pace that works for you to avoid potential burnout.
Well, but you just said that you worked all the time constantly for 3 months and that's how you achieved where you are. But it's like, oh, but don't do that because like you don't want burnout. They don't want you to go that strong, that hard, because if you don't achieve that in 3 months, you're more than likely to probably leave, more than likely, because you'll be kind of really let down by everything. And so they want you to work hard and fast, but slow and steady at the same time. It sounds like a contradiction. But MLMers, they never contradict themselves, ever.
This is so important. Everyone's work capacity will look different, and that's okay. My best advice for getting to silver and beyond is to be yourself. Be yourself and no one else. Be silly, dance, wear Vans, don't wear Vans, pray, don't pray. Educate people about our incredible products. It's about the people and it's about the products. Make reels, host classes, or go make you some sourdough. Wear a round hat, don't wear a round hat.
That's a Monade hat. That's definitely a Monade hat. Or an Arbonne hat. But I guess it's an MLMer hat. Yeah.
Whatever your thing is, be that and be that fiercely. There is no one else like you, and that is so, so special. Press into that. Okay, to wrap up, this is beyond one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life, but it also is the most rewarding thing, hands down. I am so proud of the community that we have built, and I want the same thing for you. I am forever, ever grateful for my one simple yes that made such a huge impact. I am so stoked for y'all. And on that note, I want to leave you with a fun little video on how you can get to silver. You want to hit silver, huh? Here's what you do.
Were they drinking essential oils like a shot? I'm going to say that they were drinking, like alcohol. Because if they're taking shots of essential oils, that's terrifying. Also, this is how you get to silver? By just like putting oils on and making reels? It isn't. They act like you just put these videos out and Young Living gives you money. If it was that easy, everyone would be doing it. They honestly would. But one thing I will say though, some of those reels are kind of cute, and her dancing it's a little silly, but I think that it gets people's attention, makes them smile. So I'll give her that, and that could be why she is so good at this and she's the rank that she is, because she's personable. Obviously, I'd say in this convention video, she was very scripty, teachery-esque, I'd say. It seems like she's a lot more personal in her everyday life. Again, that makes sense. But just putting on oils and dancing, I don't think that's how she got to silver. Well, at least she's showing other people, so there's that. Because that's really how you got to silver. Are you putting that in your hair? I feel like she gets high off of her own supply a lot. It's a lot of oils. Her husband looked upset. These are just like TikToks. I don't know how this got her to silver. Making Instagram stories. How long is this? Is this for the rest of the video? Okay. Alright, I'm gonna end it here. I think we understand that she just wanted to show us every Instagram reel or TikTok that she has ever made, and apparently that is how she got to the rank of silver. So less than 1% of the company, all it took was Instagram reels, which is what MLMers will make it out to be, is that you just live life, use the product, and boom, you've gotten there, and it's just consistency of posting and talking about the product. But that's not true. Oh my god, I never said bye to her. Bye, Young Living lady. Oh my goodness, she threw me off with that video, and then I just didn't feel like watching the rest of her reels and stuff. Again, some of them are cute, I get it, and it looks like she is having fun. I hope she is, but it's a facade to say that this is all you do. You party like this, and you hang out with your girlies, and you just huff your supply every day. Maybe that's why she's dancing all the time, because she's high off of her own supply. It's kind of aggressive. It's like, okay, you don't have to like go that hard about it. But I don't know. Yeah, you don't just get to the rank of silver by posting Instagram stories and just talking about the oils. People have to purchase the oils. You have to purchase a lot of oils. We saw how many oils and diffusers that she has, which that adds up. But, you know, she's less than 1% of the company, meaning she has a lot of people underneath her, and that, you know, pretty much all of that stuff is, she's covered because of the commission she gets from all the people below her. So it doesn't really affect her. But for other people to have that amount of oils and that many diffusers and trying their hardest to be peppy and upbeat and wonderful on Instagram and hoping that they can achieve this, it just isn't realistic. It just isn't realistic. Don't get supply. Don't get supply. Don't get high off of your supply. Also, don't get Young Living supply. Don't join MLM. Alright, you guys, if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you really, really liked it, please subscribe. Let's talk anything and everything Young Living in the comments below. And until my next video, I will see you guys then. Bye!